Hi guys, this is Shauna. You guys know who I am. Gonna start off a little early here in case I had troubles, and of course everything went through okay. So just want to say happy Valentine's week. So this is mine in the universe. I hadn't planned this week, but they're like, no, we need to get these love blocks figured out. So I'm gonna come in every day this week is my plan, to come in and reveal through the signs basically what I do through the edited videos, but we're going to narrow it down sign by sign, male, female, singles, couples, and we're going to go through like a mini love block. So they narrowed down the cards to about 6 decks here that I'm working from, so we'll see what happens. I might change that as the days go on here. But I got voted for Scorpio tonight, so that's where we're going to start. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through these, but I'm going to try and wing them off as fast as I can. So I just want to remind everybody, it's not really an open night, just going to be raffling these things off and picking out your love blocks. And then maybe if I have time for some questions that's going smoothly, then I'll pick up some of those. So I'm going to try and get through all of the water signs tonight. I don't know if I'm going to do it. We'll see what happens. If not, we'll just make it up next week. I'll continue. So for tonight, we're going to start. I pre-shuffled the deck here. I got to move my keyboard. Pre-shuffled everything. And put that there. I'm going to start with the Scorpio female singles. And we will see here, because I think what's going to be the most tedious part is me shuffling on screen. I hate that. I don't like doing that. But nonetheless, okay, so Scorpio female singles, we are going to start off. So I'll introduce you to the decks I'm using. For the spiritual deck, I'm using the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck. It's a very kind of fairy-ish deck, light, fluffy, that kind of thing, angelic. So that's the deck I'm going to be using for spiritual clarification. Power of Surrender cards. These are huge for revealing blocks. Judith Orloff came up with these. She's a psychologist, I think, psychiatrist. So they're very good. The Messenger Oracle, kind of adding some magic into the mix there. I feel like there's a huge sense of magic within these cards, and it reveals all the realms that come with that. Whispers of Love deck. These are just great cards for getting underneath things that need to be highlighted. Kind of mundane things, but nonetheless in the love sense. And the Dreamers Tarot. These are them. The backs, the fronts. I haven't got the front here for that. Yeah, misplaced that. But anyway, so the Dreamers Tarot is the tarot deck I'm going to be using tonight. I may change my mind through the week here. What did I do? Backwards. Okay, so those are the decks I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to start going, and people will kick in here. It's 6:59, so we're ready to go. Okay, so everything's been shuffled. I just really need to get my crap together here and reveal the cards. This desk isn't big enough. Okay, how was I going to do this? I'm going to do 2 romance cards up in here. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. 2. And 1 of those. And then I was going to go, 2 tarot cards. 1, 2. Okay, this is the frustrating part, is getting all these decks figured out. Okay, I don't read reversals, so I'm going to flip these guys around. So I basically always do a pyramid of some sort. So I have 2 cards here in the romance area that I'm going to highlight. Some of the areas that need to be highlighted, need to be looked at for your block. So this is what we're dealing with, is love blocks, romance blocks, that kind of thing. In the close relationship area. So we're starting out again with the Scorpio female single, and we're going to work from here. Now, the first card I get from the romance deck, okay, so we're going to highlight an area specifically, is 14, Temperance. So the Temperance is obviously, right, I mean, in here they depict someone pouring the drink and kind of overdoing it. So this could be in a myriad of ways that we could have this. I feel like temperament is part of the problem here. So having to temper your emotions is what I feel is going on. Okay, so that's something you have to keep in mind here. It's part of the block process. Now the next card I get is the 5 of Swords in the romance. And the 5 of Swords is really about disappointment and regret to a high degree. So something's happened here that's gotten you upset emotionally. So this is blocking you at this point, right? So you may have be on the heels of something that just broke, busted apart. So you're feeling disappointed, despondent, defeated, depleted, that kind of thing. This guy's really not happy. And then I also get a sense here too, he kind of knows that the place he's in, he can't really do much about it. So he just has to absorb it. So this may be what the Scorpio female single is going through right now. So we have to watch our emotions around that. We've had a situation where we've been let go of a relationship. We have to watch our emotions. Now, what is the tarot card in between there is the Hanged Man. So that's hang time, right? Literally taking a time out and, how do you say, pausing, right? We got to pause. And not only that, we got to look at things from a different point of view. I feel like the reason these 2 cards have come into the mix, the disappointment has come in because we haven't been looking at things properly. So I feel like, again, I'm going off the readings through the videos. There's really something coming in the mix for the Scorpio female single that is something she saw coming, but she figured it wouldn't. She wanted to plan to change it to go her way, and it didn't go quite her way. So this is what's going on here, is there's a despondence, okay? So I'm going to carry on to the 3 points of the pyramid, and we'll look a little deeper into some of the areas that need to be highlighted. So as I go into the tarot card here on the left, I get the 2 of Cups. So again, this is a love connection. Somebody who are really feeling close and connected to on a lot of levels, right? These guys are clashing their cups together, and really, like, there's a connection here that's deeper than just the regular connections, right? Friendships. The next card I get is the 8 of Wands. So that's about speed, and in this deck, she's really kind of at a point where she feels like she can jump at any minute. And I feel like that's really either the relationship that they were coming from, this feeling of I might need to bail at any minute. So almost knowing that they were going to get booted out, because I do feel like the Scorpio female has been booted out, but I felt like she knew it could happen at any minute, but just wanted to kind of take as much as she could from it while she was there. Now the messenger card I get to go with the left side here is share your thoughts. So I think what's going on here is you may have, the Scorpio female single may have been sitting on some information here that could have cleared things up. but I feel like the situation might have been to a degree that she did not want to tell, because then it would have been, okay, that's the end of it, right? She didn't want to go in there and say anything because she figured that it would end, but it ended anyway, and not on her terms, right? And I feel like she didn't have her say. I feel like the Scorpio female is just not having her say at this point. So sharing your thoughts, it's never too late to do that, even at this point, because I feel like this card here, this Temperance card, has a lot to do with that inner, like, I didn't get my say. You didn't hear. You don't understand, that kind of a thing. That's what I feel is going on here. So that's really, I think, what they're trying to say here is the energies are trying to say, you know what, you can share your thoughts, whether it's over or not. You can still take a stand for where you were, or where you are, or where you're headed, you know, that kind of thing. Now, on the right side, going through the tarot cards, we get the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles, right, is the card about putting in hard work and effort over time. Little too much effort into this relationship and wasn't paying off, wasn't getting enough to make it worthwhile, that kind of thing. That's kind of that seeing it coming here, right? Seeing it coming and having to jump at any minute, but just kind of not listening to the intuition enough to where they actually bought into it. The intuition, that is. They let things fly because they were just kind of greedy and wanted to take that, and knew that, or figured they knew that if they took a stand, they'd be booted out anyway. So it happened nonetheless. And I feel like this Eight of Pentacles is just putting in all that work. And then we get the Five of Cups, and then disappointment. So we put in all this effort and did all this time, but we still got disappointed. And I feel like this was something that was no illusion to the Scorpio female. I think she knew this. She knew this all along, but figured things might turn around. Once you get in there, maybe it'll switch. That's the feeling I'm getting, okay? So the clarifier for the Messenger is be vigilant. And I feel like this is for your future. My angles are off here. For your future, I think they're talking about being vigilant. Watch you don't make this mistake again. There were a lot of red flags here, a lot of, what do you call that? Neon signs blinking. We just didn't, we're like, nope, not seeing, not looking, don't want to see it, right? Because you just wanted to kind of continue forward with what you had, but instinctively you knew it was kind of done. So that was the scenario. We got some disappointment here for some of the female Scorpio singles, and they're going through a rough patch where they, you know, within a week here, this is happening. I have a feeling for the most part, these Scorpio females are having this happen in their energy field already. This is what they're going through, is this emotion, right? Because that's the head of the pyramid. Now, here's the good stuff. What do we do? I'm going to leave the best card for last. I'm going to start with the fairy card. I call it the fairy card, but the conscious spirit card. It's called Forest Frolic, number 38. So that brings you to 11. And 11 is the universal 1 and 1 makes, you know, 2. That's kind of the pairing. So in that number alone, in that resonance, okay, without reading what I got here, there's hope for the future here. And this is really kind of building your resume for the 1, right? Even though I don't know that, I think you might not have an idea of what that 1 is, but I don't think this one was it. We might have been filling a gap here. So 38, right? It comes down to 11, which comes down to 2, and is a beginning of a new path. So the Forest Frolic. I acknowledge my inner child and open my heart to the joy that she brings. So we're going to have to, and I mean, this is hard to do when you've had some disappointment going on. It's hard to really come in and say, yeah, let's act like a child and be carefree and happy and lucky. But I feel like actually the Scorpio female may jump back a little quicker than she figures at this point. We may go into next month and suddenly have like a breath of fresh air come and go, you know what, I knew, kind of like a kick in the ass energetically, to get us on the right path of happiness here. So this is really about that, bringing back the happy, right? There's all these little sunbeam things. I don't know what they are. But anyway, they're out there and she's frolicking and the cat's there going, what the hell's going on? But she's trying to get happy. She's trying to tune into that, you know, golden light, right? The rays of goodness. So that's really what they're wanting you to tap into. You got to take your time to grieve as well. But the love card that I get is love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. So taking time out for yourself. These cards are amazing, but can't. Taking time for yourself to really be by yourself. I think the Scorpio female is really wanting to fill that gap, the void too much, and not spending enough time with herself and enjoying that. I mean, sometimes people just don't want to be alone, and that may be a crux here that's going on. So love who you are, which is really being alone with who you are, so that you can enjoy that to the point where you have a better resonance with someone. Now, the surrender card, which is really the key, the block here. Surrender to stress, okay? I'm going to read this. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension that you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So I feel like maybe getting caught up, and I wanted to keep this strictly to love, but they're showing me in the day-to-day processes, like you have a compartment for love, and then you have a compartment for work and life, and that's really stressful. And I mean, who's not feeling that, right? But to try and uncover, and that has a lot to do with being alone as well, is trying to uncover within that, letting go of stress. So this is anxiety, fear, all of that stuff, right? So a lot of what I think the Scorpio female needs to deal with here is the stress factor that she's feeling. And I think too that this relationship that she did have, not to focus on that being done or over, the relationship that she had really took her out of that. It gave her a vacation from that. And I think that she really has to understand how to kind of kick into the vacation mode on her own, rather than depending on someone else to give that vacation time, because you really have to kind of find it, seek it out, and give it to yourself before you can really enjoy it in that way. That's the same thing. It's been spit out to everybody, but that's what I'm getting here. So I'm not getting any comments or nothing, so I don't even know. No, we got 4 people. Okay, so that is the Scorpio female single. I'm going to try and get through these. If there's some Scorpios in here, does it resonate, not resonate? Shout out. Hopefully the comments aren't busted out so that you can't do that. I'm going to start shuffling and just go to the next. So the next Scorpio female couple in a coupled relationship. We're going to go there next. So give me a minute. Organize my cards, shuffle them out, and then we'll get to the next sign, which is the couples. Oh man, give me a break. These cards, I think I got too many. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna nail it down here. I'm just gonna go with a love card. I'm gonna get rid of those conscious spirit cards. I know they don't want me to, but we can go conscious spirit next week. I feel like it's gonna take me forever to get through here. Just one deck less will be good. Okay, so the next one here is for the Scorpio female in a coupled relationship. Everyone can take a break. Okay, that's one deck. Trying to remember what I had for the Scorpio female couple. It was a lot of, I think, of deep issues here of stuff. So we'll see what comes out. Okay. Two. So hopefully everybody has a good Valentine's week. These videos were pretty intense. A lot of energy that I didn't expect to have. It's like, oh, let's all be happy and talk about love. And it was all about breakups and arguments and things not going right. So it wasn't at all what I expected. But at the same time, I don't know if anybody caught my video that I posted yesterday. Might lose a few people in that, but just, yeah, a lot of energy shifts going on over this time. And when an energy shifts, man, that just really does affect your personal relationships. There's no two ways about it. So that's a lot of what's going on here over February. Tiptoeing around all the lovers and everything. I'm repeating this. It's like I gotta wait for them to say stop or to go and shuffle 2 more times. And fingers aren't big enough. Some of these. Hopefully we're not getting cut out like we did the last few times. Boy, that was choppy, that video. I didn't get to rate it either. Usually they give me a rating. What did it rate? 1. So, the Scorpio female in a coupled relationship. Here we go. 2 romance cards. Yes, now I remember. Romance card. And these are doing here. This card, that card. No, it was this one. Yeah. Losing my mind. Okay, and then 2, 3. Okay, here we go. And then 1, and 2. All right, I think we did. So Scorpio female, coupled relationship. Here we go. Your love blocks. Introductory romance card. The first card we get is the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups is about, oh good, thanks, Kristen. The 4 of Cups is about the male attending to the female. So we're talking about the female Scorpio here. So we have a female Scorpio where the male, her partner, her, we call it husband or a partner, is really trying to tend to her, okay? Then the next card we get is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords, I mean, you look at her, I don't see if the focus there. She is really not in the best of modes. I mean, this woman is not happy. She's not happy. So she's got all those swords behind her. They symbolize all the strife that she's been through, okay? There's a bit of a trail here that this woman's been through a lot and has suffered a lot and is not really happy at this point. So in this relationship, seems like there's a male that's tending to her, but it's just not making her happy in that way. Now, the card that I get from the messenger deck is stay strong. So there's something here that's worth merit, okay, for lessons and values in the way of where you need to go and lessons in life, I feel, like that karmic thing, right? So, though, you know, you get this here, right? It's kind of almost like I give up. I don't want to, don't make me, I don't feel like, you know, that kind of thing. And then they're saying, you know, just kind of persevere here. There's something bigger that we have to look at. So as we go to the left, on the tarot side, we get the Eight of Swords, and that's my Dramarama card. Things, oh my God, things are so bad. So there may be a situation here where the Scorpio female in a coupled is really having a hard time keeping a positive state of mind, and it's creating a whirlwind for her that she kind of can't get herself out of, though it's easy to get out of. She doesn't see that way or is able to get herself out of it, though there is a way to go. Now, the Six of Wands is that victory, right? It's showing that's the way to go. Now, if you look here, how was this? No, it was this way. If we look the way it was sitting on the table, right? This woman's flailing away from the victory. It's like, oh, I can't take this, but yet the victory is there. She's just not seeing it or tapping into it. So this victory dance is just around the corner here as soon as she has her little fit, I guess. Because there's an underlying current here of a mate that is really trying to make things work. And I feel like the woman is either not saying or not tapping into a cooperation of any kind with the mate. They're just checking out, because I feel like the guy's going, what do you need to do? What do I need? What? And she's going, oh, and talking about things that really don't matter, not getting to the root of it. So I feel like that's what's going on here. A little bit of dramarama for her. And the messenger card I get is time to reflect. So that's that slowing down, taking a moment, and just looking at yourself and your situation, and you'll figure it out. You'll get that victory. You'll be able to make that dance because it's here. You just have to take time to reflect on it, time to see it, because it's there. Look at the colors, right? There's yellow and orange, and then there's blue. So if you just look, there's the opposites, right? You just have to sit, stop, and look. And I feel like they're kind of distracted by their own drama to the point where they're not seeing things properly. So for the Scorpio female in a couple, that's what's going on. Now, on the right side, we have the Nine of Wands, and that's that feeling like I want to give up. I've been through too much. I've had it. I've put all this work in here, and I don't see enough effort, even though there's, you know, you see the wands, there's a wall there that she's built. She's just really not even paying attention to it. Not even really taking into mind, which brings back that whole energy of positivity, right? Not looking at the positive side, not looking at the things that are good in the relationship, and just kind of wanting to look elsewhere, okay? Now, the next card I get is the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is the fiery energy. It's not her element, right? Because we're talking about the Scorpio here is water. So the water sign is of emotion and all of that. Now, this Scorpio female in the coupled relationship is not into her emotions at all. She's really tapped into the action. And I feel like if she is, okay, you got to look at this card. This is the way they're sitting. Oh, man, everything's reversed. This is the way they're sitting on the counter. She's dipping into that fiery spirit of the Wands energy, which is like an Aries type, Sagittarius, Leo type energy. Like she's going to take charge and go in a direction away from the relationship. Or she is distracted away from the relationship. I'm not talking, this doesn't have to do with affair. It's just where her mind is at, not on the relationship. We're not on cooperation here, just not in the mix. So she's really got to be like drastically pulled in that direction to get wired with this. So the messenger card I get on top of that is love without condition. So there may be some control issues here. We want it a certain way. It's not a certain way. Therefore, I'm blocking it out. And that's really, I think, the key here is you can't do it my way. Screw you. Sorry. I'm getting, if you're not going to do it my way, I'm not going to deal with you. That's really the energy I'm getting here. So a real stubborn energy that just wanting something but not what the partner's coming forward with, or for some reason not wanting to spill what it is that they truly want. I'm not sure as to why that is. Give me a minute here. I feel like there's something within the relationship they're just not happy with, and they know it's not going to change. I think they've had a discussion about this. It's not going to change. So now they're kind of running that drama wheel and making things, because they know the one thing that they want to change, they can't, because it's already been discussed, already been put away, wrapped up, put in the closet, done. So I feel like this is kind of her having her little fit. I hate to say it, but this is what I'm getting, and this is energetically, okay? So, but really is that there's a lot of conditions on this relationship and a lot that she's not in tune with. And I think for a long period of time here, she's done that, but not put her foot down. So I don't know at this point if she's going to do that. I know that she's not paying attention to the relationship at all. So now we'll get into the root. That's the situational. That's what we're dealing with here. Now, the love card. Like I said, I took the conscious spirit card out. We're going to get to the roots here. Love. Action speaks loudly. Okay? And I feel like this is a warning for your partner to take into account. I feel like you are coming across or making actions for your partner that could make them make some decisions that you may not be aware of the consequences of. So express your love through your actions, and this will help you gain some ground. Okay? If you act in a way that you feel, just deal with the actions. Look at the actions rather than results that you want. And you'll get further. Now, the surrender card. Says surrender procrastination. Now's the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. So maybe you have to really come to terms with what it is that you truly want. And like I feel this lag, like there's something that has been discussed and no compromise. But there was no movement on the Scorpio female's end. She's like, yeah, okay, well, you know, there was no result for her. It's like, no, okay, we can't have that. But what are we going to do? Well, we'll just stay, wait it out. Maybe it'll change a year down the road. Nope, it's not going to change. So I think the procrastination has to do with this thing that you want that you really are not dealing with. It's like, why are you waving it in the air? Sit it down, lay it on the table, and get moving with it. So I feel like the procrastination has to do with this thing that you want that is making you, how do you say, that is causing this, you know, this three of swords, this queen of swords emotion come out. We need to jump on that. So really having to take control of that. And if you look and deal with action specifically, because we're not dealing with emotion at this point, we're really not consciously aware, I think, in the relationship at all. We're just kind of outside of it, dealing with everything outside of the relationship. And I think we've been doing this for quite a while. So I think we have to stop making excuses, deal with the relationship directly. This is what I want. This is what you don't want. Now, love without condition. You might have to give up some of that control, give up some of those things that you want, figure out what's important and go from there. Figure out what are deal breakers and what are not, and go from there. So that's for the female Scorpio couple, really in a rut, in a, like kind of a stubborn place. But nonetheless, I feel like something's going to lift here. But I'm not sure that it's going to be the Scorpio female dealing with it. I think it's going to be outside circumstances that come in and shake things out. So, but in that way, kind of a thing. And one thing you have to keep in mind with this is this card here. Stay strong. You have to stay strong. Pick your battles and go forward with that. Because I feel like there's things here, I think down the road, we're going to get into some dicey territory. We're not there yet. Feel like in the fall and the winter, if we don't deal with some of the stuff that we've put off, kind of just batting it off, it's not going to change, so I'm not going to deal with it. It has to be brought up and discussed at a level-headed state where we can do this. And I feel like the partner is wanting to accommodate. They're wanting to figure things out. Maybe they've heard it before, and now they don't want to. That's the drill. That's kind of what I'm getting. So hopefully somehow you guys can work that out and see some kind of a situation clearing, because it really, the energy to get you unblocked is the procrastination of dealing. You're procrastinating with dealing with this again. And I feel like you're not wanting to deal with it because the partner's going to go, oh, here we go again. This again. I told you no. I'm not going that, that kind of a drill, right? So we got to figure, I think a Scorpio can be a little swift in the way they can figure out a different way to come at it. They can be more creative than they're being. So maybe just think about that. Think about the solution rather than avoiding, right? Because that's what the procrastination, I think, is coming from, is a sense of avoidance for all of this. So hopefully that helps. It's kind of heavy. The Scorpios are really in that passionate state. They're really in there, and they're, feeling things heavily, although not wanting to really, kind of a grind situation I'm picking up on here, grind. Okay, so how are we doing? It's 7:30 already. Okay, next, the Scorpio male single. We're going to go from here. Scorpio male single. Let me check out what's going on there. I don't think I got many Scorpio male singles, but we'll hit them up anyway, because you never know who will come across the video. So yeah, sometimes we get in a rut in a couple, and it's like, oh, I've heard it, and everything's the same, and you can't get out of that rut because nobody's given, right? Nobody's going to compromise, so you feel stuck and you feel trapped. And that's really the sense I'm getting from the Scorpio female couple. Trapped. Absolutely locked down. So she has to come up with a way to figure out what it is. Well, first she has to put her boundaries down. And then she has to figure out what she will and won't put up with. And then make decisions based on that. And I feel like that's what it is she knows she has to make these decisions, but she's procrastinating because there might be some drastic movement that has to be made. And that's what she's avoiding. So anyway, okay, the Scorpio male in a Scorpio male single. Trying to remember their reading here. Comes back to me after I start getting into the energy. People might be cross-watching for someone else. Sometimes it helps you get in there or know something about the person, whether it's a friend even that's in a relationship, to help them, right? That's really sometimes it's all they need is that little wedge to get them going. Sometimes it's frustrating. Okay, this one's done. This one's done. Scorpio male single. One, two, and the love box. All that for one little card. Hey. So Scorpio male, single. Here we go. Okay. Alrighty. So I flip all these cards right way up. Okay, the first romance card I get for the Scorpio male in a single. Single. I think I said couple earlier. I do that in a lot of my readings. Spit out the wrong word and it's like, I just put these blobs on there. It's like I'm not going to refilm the video because I said cups instead of swords. Anyway, 9 of Cups, speaking of which. This is about wishes being fulfilled, but if you look closely at this couple, they're not in sync. One is extremely happy and one is wearing, they're both wearing masks, but one is, come on, focus. One is happy and one is not. Okay, we have a mask here that the woman's wearing that's really solemn, somber, that kind of thing. Oh my God, my arm's moving. So somebody's being fulfilled and somebody's not. So this is the male single. What's going on? So he may have his eye on somebody at this point and is feeling happy and excited about that, but we may not have a match here in that way energetically. The next card I get is for the Emperor. And the Emperor is really about that ruler, right? The control guy. He's the Aries type figure. He's in charge and he's going to let you know he's in charge. And he really likes to have people under him. And he likes to boss people around. Now, these are kind of cantankerous traits, but he really is someone who likes to be in charge of a room or in charge of how do you say that? His energy, right? And people and other energies around him. He likes to be in charge. So I feel like the Scorpio male, the single, this is how he's feeling. He wants to be in control this time. That's what they're saying. He wants to be in control this time. Maybe he's feeling out of control in the relationship he's had in the past. So he's wanting this time to feel like he's more of a contributing factor in that way. So that may be something that's going on. Is he's going in where he's going to get his happiness and he doesn't really particularly take note of what's going on the other side of that. Now, the messenger card I get is surrender to the flow. And I feel like we're kind of on the fence here. We may or may not be surrendering to that flow of energy, the universal, the instinct, right? Going with that. I think we're going with ego here. This guy follows his ego. So we have to kind of, you know, ease up a bit on that. And I know that the males, the Scorpio, now I'm remembering, the ego was quite a bit of a battle that was going to be happening here over the spring. So surrendering to the flow has a lot to do with giving up a little bit of that ego, stepping aside, right? So as I go to the left, the tarot cards I get for the male is the Hermit. So this is the guy who's going inside to get all the knowledge, gain all the knowledge, right? We're talking about romance. We're going to look at past relationships, look forward to relationships, think about what we want, and make sure that we're in tune with. We're thinking about what it is we want outside, you know, but we're taking the time. I feel like by himself, he's taking the time, whether he's got an interest. And I feel like this Scorpio male has got his sights on someone, but there may not be that dating connection yet. We may be just flirting with things at this point. So he's going inside and going, okay, do I want this? And what do I want out of this? Is this going to be da-da-da? So that's really the sense I'm getting. Now, the next card I get is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is about that defeat. I really like to attribute, because this is a dreamer's deck, right? This is the last straw in her back, right? Before she gets up and she moves on. So if we're talking about a single Scorpio male, what does that mean? Does that mean that this man has had enough with women and, you know, he's not going to put up? I think it's more some traits that he's not going to put up with anymore. There may be some things going on with the Scorpio male that he's going to be jaded when he gets into the next one here. And if he's going in and hermiting himself, he should come out with a little knowledge, a little bit of smarts here where we're not avoiding, because we're really going to try and tap into that flow, right? The hermit tries to tap into that flow. He's checking with the universe. What is it? And males do this instinctively. They're not knowing whether or not they're going in or seeing things right or not. They just do. And so that's really good. It's almost like an animal, right? I hate to contribute men with animals, but it is in that way. Instinctively, they are more animal. They don't, as much as women do, they don't, what's the word? Like judge that instinct coming in. They just kind of go with it, go in that direction. That's an idea. Let's go there. Try it. Whereas women will go, well, what if I do that? And then they overanalyze it and then get trapped, right? So this hermit going inside, I feel like he's going to really go over what it is. What was the last straw? Why? So he may be going over the last relationship he was in that way and figuring some things out to a high degree to move forward. Now, the messenger card I get is show that you care. And I feel like for the Scorpio male, it's going to be hard for him to do. One, because he feels weak if he does that, if he shows love outward. And two, he feels this defeat, like that's enough. I've had enough, and I've had it like baby with the bathwater. I've had it with women, and they're this and they're that and they're this, and done. So he's got to kind of overcome that and get through that to show that he cares. He has to illuminate that soft side, right? She's got this giant dragon, and I feel like that's kind of a symbol of the Scorpio male. You know, it takes a real tender touch to get underneath that. And you have to be really gentle, because this guy could just explode at any moment. And he's really kind of had that situation happen to him. I think he's had a bit of time to review it, and he's not done reviewing it. But at the same point here, that's something that he has to get over, is this fact. That's a male trait that they have to get over, is this thing of feeling weak, of showing compassion to someone, anyone outward. So it's going to be hard for him to do that. On the right side, we get the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is not his element. It is the air sign. He is rampage, right? I mean, that's the fastest guy in the deck. He's charging forward, searching for something. What are we going to find? He's usually in charge of truth, communications. What are they going to do? So we have this hermit, right? He's going inside, and then he's turning into this knight and going out and searching for something. Truth is the number one. Then we get 3 cups, celebrations. So he is going out. Okay, we're going to put these in line here. Look where he's headed. A group of 3 women. Give me a break. He's going looking. He's going to search, and he's going to find what he's looking for. He's went into his repertoire there. He's made a list, checked it twice, and now he's going to go off and find her. He's going to search for her, and he's going to make it his mission to do so. So that's really what it is. It's what he's going to do. So he's going to do that in the social circles that he's in, right? He may even make it an announcement, right? Hey, buddy, you got any single, your girlfriend got any single friends, blah, 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 that kind of thing. That kind of thing. Going out and just spreading the word and being really kind of aggressive with it. Going and finding it in an aggressive way. He's got a list, and I feel like this isn't the only template, right? I feel like this is not the final draft, but this is what he's going after. This is what he feels is going to satisfy, so he's going to go look, and that's what he's going to find. Now, this is the messenger card. Reveal your truth. So there may be a bit that the Scorpio male is still needing to uncover about himself. What am I hiding from myself, from other people, from romantic relationships, right? What am I holding back? One, compassion and love and caring. That's one thing that you're holding back. You're really not wanting to express that outward, not wanting to show that completely. And that's a male trait. It happens, truly. What's going on here? So that's something that the male here, he has to really unlock himself in order to truly find. And that's why I feel like kind of this is the first draft here, or maybe second draft, right? We thought a little bit, never made a list last time. We just thought, oh, that'd be nice, and went in that direction. Now we're making a list, but it's not comprehensive. It's not thought through. So part of that is because he just hasn't figured out who he is, where he sits in all of that. So he's got to do that. Now, the actual blocks, what are we up against here? The love card. Take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. So that's about going with that compassion outward again, showing that outward and getting some results. Take a chance and do that, and you might be surprised at what happens. That's what they're saying, right? So the surrender card that we have is denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. So then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. So there may have been some denial of certain traits in the past, and they go right to that relationship and they say yes. There was something, whether I'll give you an example, like a beauty that they saw, and then they seen a little bit of red flags in the character, but they went right through that and then got stung by that. That's, again, not listening to the instinct, but going with the ego and the surface traits, right? Not looking deep enough. So they were in denial that there was anything wrong there. It's a pretty picture, so let's just take it forward, and it didn't serve them. So if they give up the denial of wanting that, you know, and a lot of it too, you got to figure out exactly what you want so that you don't accept nothing less, right? And then when you get that, then you appreciate that to the highest ability. And that's kind of really what I'm getting from the universe here. Make that list when they're going in to check it twice. Narrow it down. Don't let anything from the sidelines in that you don't want. And if it does, you just don't go there. That's integrity. That's going forward, knowing that you're going to fail, but just thinking, hoping for the best, right? So you know you're going to fail, but oh, maybe not. Maybe not. And that's the Scorpio females going through the same type of situation. So that's funny how the energies are kind of bleeding together. So a little bit of ego struggles. I feel like he may get not a break from it, but he may see a little bit of it, okay? But still having to deal with himself a little more before he can figure out exactly what he wants on the outside. And I think that he's not aware of that. That Scorpio male is not really aware of the fact that I need to know myself more in order to get the perfect partner outside, because how, you know, what does that matter? I know, you know, what I want until I get it, and then I don't want it, and that's the whole point there. Whew. So where are we? 7:48. I got through one. I'm gonna try and go through Cancers here now. I got one person. I'm gonna try and get through as much as I can here. I'm gonna check these off. Oops. Try and get, I don't know, I'll go as long as I can here. My boy's still up, but he's got an hour. Yeah. So we'll go into Cancer now. Cancer female singles. And see if we can unlock some things. Is anybody, I think I only got one viewer. Is anybody making sense out of this? Is this relatable, or is this even your signs you need to understand? Let me know. Check your comments here after I'm shuffling. So Cancer female singles. Two. I got a Tim's. I got a, it's going to melt for my yapping too much. Okay. That's good. One, so 4. Don't mind my mumbling here. I'm just trying to get my head right, so I'm not sitting here in silence for 15 minutes while I shuffle. Hopefully this will make sense. I'm trying to zip through it, so I got to slow down here. We might have to continue into next week for these videos because I don't know that I'll be able to get through all of them. I'd have to just go with the 4 a night for 2 weeks here. So Cancer female, single. Anybody that checked out their video for Valentines, leave me a comment on how you found it. Resonated, didn't resonate, good, not good. Something that is the timing, did it happen already? Hasn't happened yet, doesn't make sense at all, doesn't even resonate. Let me know how you made out with the videos. Getting decent feedback from the YouTube community, but not much said in my little infinity page, so I don't know if people are resonating or not. Okay, 2 cards, that's it. Okay. Okay, what do we have left? My nose getting itchy. I don't know what that means. It's like I'm in the flow here, I think. Heat up when I'm doing readings, and that's the energy vibration, right? Because they come in and they just kind of surround me, and I end up heating. It heats me up. Anybody that does energy work does the same thing. Heats them up, and it's them coming in. And you're getting warmed up. Praise didn't come from nothing. Okay. One more card. So the Cancer female, I'm blanking out on my readings here. Cancer female, single. What was going on with her? Can't really remember. 2 more. Whoop. Whoa, that one flew right out. Okay. Cancer female, single. Here we go. First romance card we get is the Page of Pentacles. So this dude is footloose, fancy free. He's got his coins, nothing else. He just can go where he wants to go and be where he wants to be, and he doesn't have to worry about nothing. And that is the Cancer female, single. That's the energy she's carrying, okay? And the next card I get is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is pretty fast, right? He's going forward. Where is he going? He is going towards that footloose and fancy free. So, okay, I'm getting, there's a divergence here of what's going on with the energy here. I feel like the Cancer female, okay, she's single at the moment. She just got out of a relationship. I feel like she's charging full force to this guy. I want to be footloose, fancy free. Nobody's getting a hold of me. I want to be off the link, off the chain. I feel caged, okay? That's really what I'm getting, a heavy energy for this Cancer female. She may be single at this point or very near the break off, right? We just got out literally within a week, 5 days here. I'm out, and I don't want to be caged no more, that kind of thing. It's heavy, the feeling I get. Now, the messenger card I get is respect your boundaries. This is not what happened in this relationship. These boundaries were not held up. Not only that, we didn't stand up for our rights in this relationship, and therefore we had to get to the point where we were overloaded in order to move forward. And I feel like that's where this Cancer female is. She's at a point where she did not speak her mind and speak her truth either, which is more important, because you don't have to argue, but you can state your case, right? And that's really, for some reason, I feel like the Cancer female just didn't feel valid in stating her case. kind of, I feel like this is a lesson, and these are traits that she kind of has to let go. They're not going to serve her in the future, but nonetheless, these were what happened here. So respecting your boundaries. Sorry, my left and right is all mixed up. Huge deal. Respect boundaries. 1, have them. 2, stand up for them. Okay, we don't want to fight for them. So I feel like the Cancer doesn't know how to stand up and not fight. They get to the point where they have to kick and scream, and then they react, but they don't. It's like the discussion part was missed somewhere. We forgot the discussion. Didn't bring it up there. So that's what's happening. Okay, to the left, the first card I get, the Knight of Cups. So this is a new offer, a new way of going. Could be you moving outward, looking for that. But at the same time, really, you know, we have this energy here of not wanting to be footloose and fancy free. So it will tend to be something outside of you, okay? I'm going to put these two together. Knight of Cups. And this is the way it's sitting on the table. Going to the Two of Wands. Okay, the Two of Wands is 2 directions, left, right. Where am I going to go? So this is another offer here. Oops, sorry. This is another offer. This man, the Knight of Cups, he's a direction you can go. Knight of Wands, where you came from. So we have an emotional man here, or emotional partner that wants to get in the game, okay? Or is in some way showing affection forward to you, okay? And this is creating a breaking point where you're going to make a decision to go left or right. Or you have. I feel like you kind of have. If not, you're really on that verge of going, you know, making a decision either way. So Two of Wands is a decision-making point. Crossroads, right? There you are. The Messenger card, need and necessity. Oh, I have to sit with this. This is convoluted here. We got a few levels going on for the Cancer female single. Need and necessity, okay? I feel like, now, I gotta straighten this energy out here. I feel like the Cancer female may have gotten into a relationship, the last relationship, the one that she's in the crux of here, because of need and necessity, misconceptions in the way that she felt like she needed to have someone there, but the value was not there before she took it in, okay? She accepted something, there was, not that there's no value, but she did not go through her checklist, okay? She didn't check off all the boxes were not checked off. She knew this going in, but there was a need to fill, and it's almost like, I need a renter, so I got to put one in here. I don't care. And then you realize after they're a slob, that kind of a thing. Not saying that's exactly the scenario, but it's like, no, I need to get someone in here. So it's almost like that feeling of not wanting to be alone, right? Of fear of being alone, or not having a partner, needing someone to fill that gap, and then going, oh, this is not quite right. So there's that. And then there's, man, there's some deeper levels here that it's clinging to. But I'm going to move on, because really has to do with some of her lessons in her own way. I feel like this partner is not as invalid as she thinks that he is in the ways that she does, right? She's just not wanting to learn her lessons yet, not feeling the need to go there yet, and that's going to cause blocks down the road. Next partner you get, you're looping. Cancer female, where are we at here? Single, we're looping. So we're not going to get a higher grade, higher vibration partner till we really deal with the principles that we've given up here and we're letting loose on. So we got this guy, we moved him in. He's a slob. Confront the guy, tell him, you know what? I need you to be a little more conscious. I come in the house, you're wearing no shirt. Could you wear a shirt? You got to start confronting these things. I feel like the Cancer's going in, going into a room and locking the door. That kind of a situation, not dealing with any of that stuff. And then going, that's it, you're out of here. The next move you make, you know, let him 3 strikes and then he's gone. And then the guy's going, what did I do? He didn't know. He doesn't know. And this is really the relationship that I think she just came out of. But she doesn't realize she didn't put any effort forth. Therefore, you will not get. There's a dissatisfaction. So that's really what's going on here. Okay. Whew. Okay. So next card on the right is the Emperor. So that's the ruler. That's that Aries type figure. So you may have an Aries male here because we have a wand. Wand is fire. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And if we're talking about the partner that just left or is in the process of that crux, we have an Aries. So that Aries is very much the guy that likes to take charge. But I get a sense here that he's really willing to listen to the female, but the female has no idea because of the way the man carries himself. And Aries can do this. They can command a presence that they don't necessarily deserve. And I'm saying that in a deep way here because the man is really capable of compromise where her perception is, no, he's not. So I'm not going to discuss it. And that's that. So therefore, we have two people here that could possibly work a situation out, but the woman's just given up and taken off. So therefore, if we have not gotten into that scenario and figured it out, you know, gone to him, say, you know, you're a slob, put a shirt on. Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. I didn't know it offended you. That's okay. Then we're all happy, you know, or at least more content. Then we got to work with the next issue, you know. Takes his shoes off the dinner table, whatever, right? And we got to work with that. Then you got to confront that. And that's really what relationships are about, is dealing with all those things, those lessons. If we just keep turning people out because they rub us the wrong way, we're just going to continue to get more of that until we start to deal with it, until we see that. And I don't feel like the Cancer female seeing any of that. But nonetheless, this Emperor, I feel like he's a good dude. I feel like he can get in that state, but this woman softens him. This Cancer female is really softening him, and though I think she puts him on a pedestal there and he's makes him take charge, but he's really not that rigid. In reality, if he's confronted, he will give a little bit. He will be understanding more than she figures he will. So that's what's going on here. Now, the Emperor, we have that Aries, okay? So the Ace of Pentacles is really about career directions and having to do with money. So I feel like this Aries male, he's really financially stable and he's got all of that taken care of. His job is stable. He's financially good. You don't have to worry about this guy like picking his feet up. He's got it taken care of. When he's an Aries, an Emperor, he's not going to let that slack. So that's what she's dealing with. A very capable human being as a partner, but not, there's a lot of issues here that she has. She's not willing to face that. So she'd rather let the relationship go than confront the issues. Now, the messenger card I get for the Aries that's in work mode is embrace the masculine. Look at this. Embrace the masculine. So they're really saying if you turn your back here, you're making a mistake. Not a mistake like you shouldn't do it, but you're really not going to get anything any better. There's a little more work you need to do here before you're done, before you're spiritually done, okay? So that's really what it is. Embrace the masculine. Go there. This man has the ability to wow you. Just there's no predictor in this woman's mind that, you know, she's been let down before, so she figures it's going to do it again. It's going to happen again. She's got the most, he really doesn't have to live up to anything because she does not have any expectations of this dude, so it's kind of not good. It's not fun. She's got him on a pedestal, yet she doesn't give him credit for it. It's kind of a deep scenario here, this need and necessity, right? So she's going deeper, but she's not dealing. She's going deeper, I think, into her own psyche and blocking more things out instead of opening up to the field. So embrace the masculine is kind of the advice that they're giving. Don't let it go yet until you put your foot down and stand your ground and respect your boundaries. Create the boundaries, stand up for the boundaries and respect. Because there's maintenance. That was a huge thing for me. My relationships, it's like, oh yeah, you can create boundaries, but what happens when they step on them? There's maintenance on those boundaries. You gotta make sure that they're aware every time they do that. But sometimes there's a habitual way of being Just like for the Cancer female that gets into a situation where we just kind of autopilot. So we have to respect the boundary, create the boundaries, respect them, and stand up for them, maintain them. None of that. Cancer's not doing that at all. We're just, if they let us down, then we just start shutting down doors. You know, they let us down in this area. Okay, boom, that's, here we go. You know, so we don't want to hear that. Embrace the masculine. If you have not completely let them go yet, give it a shot. Put your all in there. Create some boundaries and see what happens. I think if you've got this Aries, well, it could be a Sag or a Leo, but an Aries too can be very open-minded if you give them half the chance, depending on where they are in their cycle there. Let it, you know, because look at all the red there. That's action. This man will take action if he's given a good reason why. And a relationship to fix it, if he knows he can do it and it can make it better, he will do that. Okay, so the root of everything here, love endures. So love does not give up or lose faith. And this is really where I think like the Cancer female's sitting. She's lost faith, and it's really because she's afraid to go outward to her partner and express really what she wants, because she feels like she's gonna be let down. There's no faith there. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. So that's that hope, right, of this masculine. There's something here he's not given a chance to stand up to, and she's got the power to do that. But she's feeling like she's ready to give up here. But love endures the ship, right? She's at the head of the ship, and the lion sitting there going forward. So that's the root. The block, surrender to trust. There's no trust. She does not trust in her partner, may not have trusted any of the partners she's had in the past. They've let her all let her down, therefore she does not give that trust easily. Trust yourself in your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's opinions. Other people's strong opinions about what you do. Take actions and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Yeah, being swayed by other people's opinions of what. And I think that the Cancer females are very good for this, to go out, and a lot of people do that, women go out, get opinions, and sometimes they may not be thinking that going in. They're like, oh, I made up my mind, but what do you think? And then they'll be swayed by that. Yeah, I think you should leave. And maybe they have an agenda, you know, why? So they have to take that into account. You know, and it may not be in the best interest of the Cancer female to take that particular viewpoint. It's not in the best interest. Surrender to trust. There's your block. You need to start to trust. And if you cannot trust this man, you need to learn to trust somehow. You need to let him go until you learn to trust in a way, and then gain a partner through that. Some pretty deep energies here. It's interesting because I remember going through the readings going, they're not going deep enough. But now they're getting lost in their own issues. Okay, and we want to highlight it but not get bogged down by it. So that's what's going on for the Cancer female. So now we are at, holy, how many? We got 2 people. Okay, we're at the Cancer female couples reading. I'm going to try and shuffle as quickly as I can. We're at 8 o'clock. Is anybody here really, I don't know if I'm going to, mind you, people have come in and out, and because everybody can watch this tomorrow evening or tomorrow, whatever, after work. Keep her going. We'll get through Cancer anyway. I think we'll have to put off Pisces. Mind you, Pisces was the one I was asked for. Oh boy. Pisces was asked for today. So I'll have to keep that in mind. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay, so Cancer female couples in the relationship. See what we pick up on here. the scenarios, the blocks, what's happening, how to get out of it, where I think the blocks are going pretty good. Trying to think of a lot of this was picked up through the Valentine's readings, and I think to a certain degree, I feel like this Cancer female is really highlighting a lot that was not there in the reading that I did for February. Nope. Okay. Okay. So Cancer female coupled is up next here. One more shuffle, 4 more cards, and we're gonna go. Okay, Cancer female couple. Here we go. First card we get. There she is. That's her, Queen of Cups. She's all there in her emotions. So I get a sense here that this is an overabundance of emotions. So we are in an emotional state, okay, during this coupling that we're in. Now, the 3 swords, not good, because that's about loss. So there's something here, and I'm seeing tears and crying on your own, but not wanting to show that to your partner, what's going on, okay? Seek the lesson. There's a lesson here, Cancer female, that we're going right from the singles here into the couples. So this is interesting. I feel like there's a lot's on the verge. Some of the singles just got out of a coupled relationship, and some of the couples are really having a hard time adjusting. Maybe just getting into a new relationship that's not, something's going on here. And I feel like the Cancer female's really by herself in this, and that's her choice to do that, her choice. She's sitting there crying it out, not sharing it with nobody. So we really have to understand if there's a lesson here, because they're saying if you look for the lesson, you'll see more clearly what's going on here. Seek the lesson. What is it that I'm supposed to learn here from this? Over emotion. Da, da, da. Okay, as we go left, we get the Knight of Cups. Look at them. These two are paired, right? Queen, Knight. It's interesting. The Knight is going in the opposite direction. Nonetheless, right? Knight of Cups, he's there. He's offering love. He's willing participant, but I feel like the Cancer female's shut down, okay? Where are we going here? I mix these cards up. Next card I get is the Two of Pentacles. There's something here that they're juggling. They're having a hard time balancing things out. One, the emotions are starting to overflow here. I feel like this Cancer female, she's really in a state where she's understanding that usually I can handle this. It's not a problem. What the hell's going on? Why am I feeling all of these feelings? What's that? You know, feels. Ooh. Kind of like that kind of sense I'm getting from this Cancer female in the relationship, but I'm getting, well, we'll understand as we go on here. A heavy sense for her, but not understanding why these emotions are coming the way that they are, trying to balance that. She's having a hard time doing it. She's having a hard time finding these little alcoves to go off and cry in, because she's not really understanding why. She's trying to straighten up. No, don't cry. But it's getting into her life where she can't hide it anymore. This is the overabundance of emotions coming through. Love without condition. So controlling. having to have it a certain way. There's something here that she wants a certain way. She knows, she thinks she knows that she can't have it. Therefore, she doesn't come forward with it. Therefore, it cannot be answered. And there's a frustration level very high here for the Cancer female in that relationship. She can't get it. So she's just blocked away from that, okay? On the left, Ace of Pentacles. We've got that all figured out. We're stable. We're financially secure. And that is something that is giving us strength. That is the opposite of where we're losing. We're losing our abilities in the emotional area. We're steady and strong in the job front and life, and we're getting on our feet, and we're doing that to a good degree. So I feel very strong and sturdy in that. But this is the balancing. We have the Pentacles, right? And she's carrying the Pentacles. There's the biggest one right there. So she's trying to balance something within that. Okay, as we move on, we get the Magician. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. The Magician is the person with all the tools, right? So when we have him at a power position with money, we got to watch there's no manipulation here. And I don't know if that's linked to why this woman is so upset, crying, teared. Is it because there's some I feel like there's an undercurrent of her trying to manipulate things the way she wants them, but just not getting it right. It's not going the way I want it, and being frustrated, and then having a break because of that. It's kind of really emotionally immature, but I don't know where the root of that is. Now, trust in magic. We got seeking a lesson and trusting in magic. So we have the Magician, right? So, and then we have trust in magic. So there's a link here that's missing, because if we need to trust in the magic, we got all the tools, but we're not using them, right? So that goes along with a lot of the undercurrent I'm feeling here. We're over abundant with emotions because we're feeling frustrated, like we're not caged to a degree, but to a point where, man, I can't get this the way I want it. But we're not facing it and going directly to the male, you know, and asking him. We're trying to manipulate the situation to get him to turn around. But instead of going straight to the source and saying, yes, I want corn for dinner. Can we have corn for dinner? And then he says, yes. And there it is. Boom. Right? Instead of going, well, can you go to the store and get, you know, whatever. I don't know. I'm on the fly here, but it's like she's trying to manipulate a situation to come out to her way, but she's got all the tools to directly attack it and get that. But there's no trust. She needs to trust in the magic, one, of her partner. She needs to trust in the magic of the universe, that she can create things from her mindset. And the mindset is all over, and I think that's part of the problem. So as we get into the love card, it says actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. And I feel like there's a backing off in that way of this Cancer female. She's backing off from the action-oriented connections because of the frustration she's feeling, trying to manipulate instead of directly attacking. And I don't feel she's going to get exactly what she sees she's going to get if she goes directly to the source. She may get some of that, feedback, but she may also get compromise that she doesn't see could happen. She just sees a closed door, but you may open the door halfway and then meet in the middle. So keep that in mind. Now, the block. Obsessive thinking, negative thought. I've been picking up on this for the last year for these Cancer females. Obsessive thinking, negative thinking. This is creating the negative patterns. This is creating the tears. It's really got to get a hold of our brains and lock it down on happy and positive. And if we don't like where we're sitting, we need to change. We need to have the courage to change and trust that it'll work out in a better way, you know? that kind of thing. If you're obsessed about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to the spirit, and doing so will help you bring clarity or even solve the problem. So there may be something about a past here. When we have this dual card, there may have been a position where you had to fight for this connection that you have. And in that fighting, there's some kind of obsessive thoughts there from either a past, whatever you had to get through to get there. Not letting go of that to a certain degree. So obsessive thinking. And I feel like this is because back in the day, right? I was looking through December on the protection theory. So feeling like she needed to be protected. So maybe that's part of some of the things that she needs to let go of. Because if you feel you need protection, you will create scenarios that you need protection from. And this creates that loop. And this also creates frustration as well. So obsessive thinking, Cancer female in a couple, there's your block. Get rid of that. Clear your mind. Slow yourself down. And work forward from there. That's your block. There it is. That's your block. Okay, Cancer female couple. How are we doing? We're getting pretty late here, but you know what? I'm gonna go through the male, single, and couple, and then we'll be done. Well, sorry guys, the Pisces. Unless you guys want to stay later, you let me know, the Pisces people, because I can do the. I think it was females, singles, and couples. I can do the female, single, and couple if you want me to. If not, we'll just, what do you call that? Preempted to tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow. Bit of a stretch here. Might have to start a little earlier to get through these, because at least you'll have this through the day that you can watch it and catch up in case the connection's not so great. I'm working on it 127 here. Okay, so where are we at? We're at male single, so Cancer male single. I know that there's probably not a lot, but this may be someone that you know of that you want to check into, so I will continue. Cancer male single. Here we go. My throat. Seth, bud. Let's get ready for bed here. You got 20 minutes. 20 minutes, and you have to hit the sack. I'm still filming, but okay.
So we can film it right now?
Yes. Okay.
So I just hold my phone.
Hey.
I just want to
Oh. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay, bud, you have to hit the sack. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Sorry, that was my boy. Bedtime.
What?
Pretty soon. Go and brush your teeth.
20 minutes.
Okay, enough.
Yeah.
Okay, love card. So where are we at here? We are at Cancer male single. We're going to continue. Move it along. Okay. Sorry, I'm picking up on a Cancer male. Somebody's Cancer male. He is single though. Very strong energy here. Very much in his own self-worth, which is very good. Very strong in his power. I don't know whose person this is, but very interesting energy. Probably picking up on the scenario that's going through that male. Oh, okay. What do we got here? One more. How are we doing? Nobody's commenting. One comment. We have viewers. One viewer. Sorry, guys. The shuffling is the most mundane thing here, and it's got to be done and correctly. my God, there's little flyaways everywhere. Okay. Oof, well, okay. Catch up where I'm at here. Okay. Cancer male single. This is where we're headed. First card we get for you. Sorry, I had to take a drink. First card I get for the Cancer male single is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, man, this came up in pretty much every one of my readings for the Valentines special. This is really, I feel like either, sorry, I'm all on the wrong side. This has to do with someone not wanting to reveal how much they care forward, okay? We're talking about a male here, and I don't know why I got the energy right away as soon as I was shuffling. Very strong, confident male, but not wanting to show it. And it's almost like being guarded, yes. Insecure, no. But guarded, yes. So not wanting to, you know, jaded, okay? So not wanting to show, but yet wanting to express, but not wanting to be, it's hard to explain. That's really the energy I get from this card, is wanting the person to know that they're loved, but not wanting to go all in and show all their cards, right? So this is the energy for the Cancer male. That's a single that's coming forward. The next card I get is the Tower. So there's some kerfuffle here, and I'm going to carry on, and we'll clarify this at the end, because I feel like the Tower, that's really not listening to instinct. Yet I feel that this Cancer male is very much in a position where he's seeing everything clearly, so I'm not sure what's going on. Next card I get is Love Without Condition. So we have some stubbornness is what I'm feeling for the Cancer male that's singled. He is expecting and wanting things to be his way and not getting it. Or what is this Tower? Is this from a relationship that he had, or something he's coming into, or a realization he needs to go in a direction that he needs to go? I'm going to continue on. On the left, we get the Knight of Swords. That's the mover, the shaker. He is, I was going to say the money maker. He's the one that's charging forward, looking and searching for the truth, and he's going to find it. And I feel like it's interesting that the Tower came first. So there's something here that happened that made him get off his butt and move forward. What is he doing? He's in the Nine of Wands. He is jaded. He's feeling it. He's ready to give up on love, right? So if they're saying it's love he wants to give up on, not a person per se, but that feeling of love. Is it there? I don't think it's there. Had it. Trying to search for this. But yet, he's going in the direction of this giving up. So there's something happened to him, this catastrophe, led him off in a direction where he's going to give up. He's stopping, looking for love. Okay, that's really what I'm getting a sense of. The Messenger card, seek the lesson. He's not really being, his eyes are open, and he sees, and he is very, I feel like he's very cunning in that way. He gets to the root of things sometimes before he reacts to things before he even realizes why, I think is what's going on. So there's things here that he's missing. Lessons that he had from this last one, he's blocking it out. He's just like, baby and bathwater, both gone. And away we go. We're trotting off, you know, that's it. The lesson is lost. So we need the Hermit card, right? But we ain't got him. So that's the thing. Seek the lesson. We got to figure out what's going on. Here we go. This is what happened, the Ten of Swords. We were stabbed in the back. We were betrayed and we were let down. We had our trust built to a degree that we had a lot of faith in someone that really didn't deserve it. So the Cancer male has really gone through hell here. Next card I got, Ace of Wands. He's ready to start over, start something new, but not with romance. There's something going on here. He's blocked, but he's ready to drop it all. I think that's the Ace of Wands here, is he's ready to give it up and just move, whether it's work or whatever, get into a different, give me something else to deal with because I'm done with love. Boom, that's what it is. So then we got be patient, the messenger card. And this is really, I mean, look at his eyes, right? Get his eyes. They're soft, compassionate. Focus there. Soft, compassionate eyes. This is be patient. That love that you want really has to be brought out from inside of him. And I feel, like I said, I'm feeling a strong sense of this Cancer male is very regal. And, you know, he's got dignity and he's got pride and he's got these things built up in him. But he may have had or been delusional about the partner that he had. And I don't feel like this is a fresh thing. I think this guy's been single for a little bit. I'm saying the new year, over the new year, maybe even over the Christmas season. He's kind of, that's when it crackled up around there. And the bitterness, right? It's a bitterness and it sits pretty heavy with him. But he's got a lot of good attributes, and that's the thing. He really has to get over that bitterness. So going into the love, where are we? Treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply, and that's kind of reaching out to others, right? You feel a bitterness in this direction. You can't go there. You can't give to that or any other. So reach out to your family. Reach out to your children if you got that kind of thing. That's where you need to open that compassion up again. Open it up and work from there and let the flow back in, because they're like, boy, he's blocking that out. Blocking the area of love out to a degree that it's just, there's nowhere for it to sit in him and vibrate in him. And if he doesn't vibrate with it, it's not going to come back for him. But there is something coming. He's just not resonating with it at this time. So keep that in mind. Now, what's the block? Denial. We are in denial of our lesson. We do not know what it is, did not recognize why it was there. So we have to kind of do an autopsy of the relationship and figure out what happened here. So accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision. So I feel like, again, I feel like this man is very smart and very sharp up here, but somehow something slipped. Something slipped past him and it got through. And he was in denial of it through the relationship. And I don't feel like it was forever. I feel like there was a part there where he was just in denial of it. I think it kind of smucked him sideways and he didn't see it coming. So that was really what was going on. So denial, that's your block. So you really have to take some time to look it over. And I feel like the reason you're not looking it over at this point is because we are so bitter about it. We just can't deal with it without being more mad, more disgusted, more pissed off. So we have to let some distance pass so that we can actually tone down the emotions and be more vague and realize why it happened. So that's your block, Cancer male, single. We're in denial of why this relationship happened. And there was things that again, this Tower, they're kind of being vague with me. But it was obviously the destruction of a relationship. But I feel like something hit within the relationship. There was a destructive figure, a destructive thing that happened that this Cancer male just didn't see it coming. Didn't see it coming. And he's pretty swift. He should have, not like he should have saw it, because he just didn't. And he couldn't have. And that was probably why it happened, right? To make him look at things a little differently. So that is that, Cancer male. There he goes, off in denial. So hopefully that makes sense to any of them. And I feel like there's somebody here that has somebody that's somebody's energy I'm picking up through links here. For the here goes that. Okay, now Cancer male couple. So is there anybody here that is offended if I let the Pisces slip till tomorrow? Because this is taking a lot longer than I figured. All in favor, say aye. If you want the Pisces females brought out, just put Pisces female single or couple, and then I'll skip right to that, and then I'll leave the rest for whenever. Because I'm going to go through the mails here. If I don't hear anything, I'm going to shut it down. It's kind of late. Too much. 2 hours, too much. But I want to get through these early this week because I got a lot of stuff going on. So see if we can do that. Sometimes I have a plan and then flow comes in. I'm talking about the flow of the universe comes in and says, no, we have a plan and our plan is important. So we need to get this done. We need to get these people over their blocks and we need to do it now. People here now, they need to know this information. So by the end of the month, I guess. Boy, some similar cards coming. So we're going Cancer male in a couple relationship. For the Cancer male single, I feel like there's a lot of potential for this guy. He's just really stuck in bitterness at this point over the next few months. Bitter Cancer male single. I shouldn't laugh. I know what it's like, and it ain't fun. And it isn't easy to get over either. You get stuck in a rut of, why did that happen? Why did that have to happen? But sometimes you really have to look back on you really have to dissect it. Take it apart, dismantle it. What happened here? And then you really do see it. But you need time in order to do that, because when you're in bitterness, you just want to drop it. Let it go. I don't want none of this, that kind of thing. Love card. And the important one is the surrender card. They really wanted me to bring the conscious spirit cards. They're the light, high frequency cards, but there's just so many cards here. I can't get through it, so I had to block one out. Oh, and I want to take the opportunity to, if any of the new members have come in or will be seeing these videos, I want to say hi. Sometimes I got a lot of stuff going on, so I don't take note of introducing all the new people. So thanks for the new subscribers and anybody that's been invited by friends of anybody else and stuff like that. I appreciate you coming in, and hopefully I don't scare you off with too much of my insights in that way, because sometimes they go fairly deep into things. It's just more deep than people want to get, but nonetheless important. Okay, I think we're good. So, Cancer male couple. Cancer male couple, we're ready to go. Here we go. First card I got, your romance arena, 3 of Swords. So whether single or a couple, we have a dual. There's a sense here of yes, Yes, Tracy, it will. Hey, how's it going? It should reload so that you could watch it throughout the week. I'm hoping it does this for all my videos. So yes, it will be Tracy. The Three of Swords. This is about somebody going through fighting quarrels and having to do at the expense. Really, this is kind of the Five of is it Wands or Swords? This is the three. They mix it all up in the romance deck, but really there's something here. Somebody had to fight, right? A duel we're having. Cancer male couple is having to put up a fight for something and not getting a reward from it. That's what you're clarifying for me. We're going, he's fighting, but there's no reward. Okay, that's the way it goes. The next card we get is the Eight of Canes, eight of Wands here. Now we look this dude, right? If you've caught any of my videos, this is the karmic tie symbol, right? We always have cards in these love decks that symbolize a karmic union. And when you get into a karmic union, you're in there to learn some lessons. This is the goal here, to advance, right? So even though we could have a lot of people in denial of this, they're just looking at the partner going, I don't need this. Thanks, Tracy. I don't need this. I don't want this. But nonetheless, the universe is going, no, we got to sit here and we got to play the game. We got, and not only that, we got to win the lesson here. So when we're dealing with the Cancer male couple, this is what's going on. We have a situation, but again, this shows an imbalance to the way that the relationship is looking. Somebody's feeling a karmic tie, somebody's not, because we got a tie here. It's on the male's wrist, so he may be feeling it, the woman's not, or the woman's feeling it and he's not quite sure which. Now the messenger card I get is focus and then act. So we have a situation here, I think, with the Cancer male in a coupled relationship where we have some quarrels we have to get through, and I'm getting a sense that this male is going, I'm done. I'm finished, but it ain't done. It ain't finished. We have to focus on what's going on here. I think we're getting lost in a little bit of chaos and wanting to unhinge, but there's more substance here to look from. We need to keep in mind. Now, as I move down, we get 3, the Empress. The Empress card, right? That's his partner. That's really the feminine mystique, right? That object of attraction that he is surrounded by, that he's encompassed with, that he is paying all his attention to. That's her, okay? 3 of Cups, the Empress. She's celebrating. She's happy. She's go-lucky. She's got things going on. So where's the squabble come in? Something's going off here. So the Empress is really feeling good, high, mighty, and celebratory in the relationship. Okay, so if the Cancer's feeling off, the Cancer male, is something going on. Now, do not fear the unknown is the messenger card. So there's something here. There's some hidden things, right? And that's focus and then act. That's really a symbol. Look at her sword, just wanting to cut through all of that and get to the point. There's something here that, again, from single to couple, he's missing out something. Has to do with lessons and learning and things that our soul has to learn to evolve. He is not quite done in this relationship, but feeling like, I'm getting a sense from these first 3 cards, this argument, like, I'm done. But it's almost like, you know what? It's like having those fights that you have, and then you want to walk away, but then, you know, you spend a day away and you come back home and you're like, okay, whatever, you pissed me off, that kind of thing. So it's not a final I'm done, but that's what I'm hearing is I'm done, and then kind of coming back and regretting it later. Now, as we move forward to the right side, we have strength. So he does have the strength to get through here, but we just have a fiery temper that's getting wound right up through this relationship. He's got the strength. He needs to incorporate that. Now, Knight of Swords. So this is not his element. He is water, but he is seeking truth. And he's got the strength to carry him through to find it out. He's going to find it out, and he's getting there. Now, let go of the old. That's kind of scary when you have a relationship. Let go of the old. What are we letting go of? I have a feeling that this Cancer male, he's really got to let go of some old, what's the word? Oh, here we go. Old habits, old ways of thinking. They have not worked in the past. They will not work in the future, and they're just not working. So we got to let it go. And I feel like he can still do that and be in the relationship. He doesn't have to let go of the relationship. He has to let go of those patterns of behavior. Maybe it's these blowouts where he gets freaking mad. I'm done. I'm out of here. Brr. Boom. Slams the door and gone. And then he comes back 2 days later with his tail between his legs. That's what he needs to let go of. That's what he needs to temper. And I'm feeling there's a bit of a temper here. And that's that Swords energy. I'm going to get to the truth. And I feel like he may have a bit of a challenge in his partner here because I feel like the partner is completely on the other end of the wavelength. She's off. She's having fun. She's not even noticing her partner's pissed off. Or is she, well, she cannot not notice, but she's going, you go ahead, be pissed off, whatever. You'll be back. That kind of thing. Like she is the confidence. She knows you'll be back. And then he kind of is like pissy about it because he knows she knows he'll be back. That kind of a thing. But he comes back, has a little fit. So he kind of has to understand what's going on there. What's the deeper meaning of this? We keep doing this, but we're not learning from it. So that's really what it is these fits he has, is these kind of blowouts. And he's not learning from it. He's not growing out of them. You know, kind of like immaturity fits, right? But he's not growing through that. So the love card I get is look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. Look at that. 2 strength cards we got for this Cancer male. He's really got everything he needs. But I feel like, again, he's got chaos in his mind and bitterness. And that's, again, carried on from the single. What is, look at this. Did I not just pick this up? Denial. This was the single had this, the Cancer single male. Denial. Accept people in the situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties, then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. So whether you're single or in a coupled relationship, we are in denial of our part in the chaos making. We are in denial of our cantankerous selves that causes a kerfuffle. We're in denial of that. So we have to really take responsibility for our part in the argument, because there's a huge part of that. And they're going 51%. That's what they're going. There's 50 here from the partner, but there's 51 from you. Just kind of pushing that button on the wrong side of things. You keep pushing that button in your partner. And I feel like the partner's going, taking it or ignoring it or rising above it. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but they're really they just know how you work and how you do things. So maybe changing it up a bit could actually free you and create some better karma here, because I think we're going on the negative side. So again, with the Cancer male couple in denial. So we're just, whether we're in a single or a couple, the male is in denial of his part in this. And that's what they're saying. Responsibility, his part. What is it? You got to look at it. And he's really hard up to take time to do that. He's not wanting. I feel like the single Cancer is more willing to do this or more able to do this. But the coupled Cancer is really filling. He's got so much stuff there that he's filling that time with that he's just not going to get. That's the bottom of his list, is looking at what my part is in this. Because I'm putting, you know, he's got that strength, but he's got to watch he doesn't overpower his partner. I think he knows where he stands there, but nonetheless. So that is the Cancer male in a coupled relationship. Now, I have one viewer here. I think I'm going to shut her down. It's 1:54. I think I'm going to shut it down. That's a little much. I got to put my boy to bed and get going here. But I appreciate whoever popped in and whenever. This broadcast should go on the feed right away. I will go and find it and repost it if it doesn't, but it should automatically pop up within like not even 5 minutes. So for those who missed it, you'll be able to catch it. Not a problem. So I went through Scorpio, Cancer, all of them. So 8 of the readings we did today. So again, I don't know. I think I might break down the cards a little bit more tomorrow. We'll see. And so thanks, guys, for coming. Nice to see you, Tracy. Kristen, thanks. Yeah, we'll continue with the water signs tomorrow. What am I doing? I'm shuffling. Continue with the water signs tomorrow with the Pisces, and we'll go from there. Sorry, I just kind of went down my list. I had it wrote down. I should have had Scorpio, then Pisces, then Cancer, because that was who won out in the little trip there. So I think Marianne was wanting Pisces. Sorry, Marianne. I really got caught up there. I was just trying to get them all done. So hopefully that helped. And if I don't know if this can be shared, this video. I'm hoping that it can actually be shared outside of YouTube. And if you have someone in one of these signs that could use it that's not in the room, feel free to do that. Good to see you. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Take care. You too, Tracy. Thanks. Trying to read and think at the same time. You take care as well. Yeah, so whatever. Yeah, so hopefully that helped. Hopefully that highlighted things. I think more people will see it over the week than actually today or tomorrow or even through the week. So hopefully we'll get through these. And if I don't, there's vacation time coming up for me. So after the 15th, so I will notify and let people know. I might have to come in after the 26th or next month, because I just got a lot of stuff going on. So we will see how it goes. Either that or I'll be on hiatus somewhere, and if I can get Wi-Fi there, I will do it from that area as well. Just bring my cards. So take care. Thanks for all who came in. And we will catch you on the flip, I guess, tomorrow. Same time, same place. And we'll carry forward. So sorry I didn't get the Pisces out. I went down the list so fast that I didn't realize it was in the wrong order. So take care. Have fun. Be kind.